Hello everyone, you are welcome to today's class. So in this class we are looking at another concept on its own, so which is scale drawing. When we talk about scale drawing, uh, under this we want to achieve the following objectives. So students should be able to define what scale factors are. Then student will explain how to find scale factor between two similar shapes. Then we are going to apply scale factor to enlarge or reduce shapes. So that's what we want to learn here. So the first thing first is, in actual sense, when you are asked to draw an object, let's say for instance, you have to draw a building. This is a school building. Now the question you ask yourself, you might draw exactly what you might draw the exact building, but in actual sense, you are not drawing to the actual size of the real object. So which means you must have used something to scale down the size of the building or any object you are drawing. And sometimes too, may ask to draw an object that is very small, tiny object, and you put it on the paper, it will be very big, which is will be even bigger than the object itself. This is what we call enlargement. You can enlarge and you can reduce. You can scale down, you can scale up. So what is being used to draw these objects is what we call scale factor. Or what the drawing itself is what refers to as what scale what drawing. I hope I'm making sense. Now let me use another example. Maybe you have seen a building drawing before. So in a building drawing, the architecture or the engineer must have drawn how the whole building will look like. When you see it, it will be as if you are looking at the building. It will be like you should enter the building on the paper. But in actual sense, you can't do that. So they have used a scale factor. So one side will represent something on the actual object. So that is what we want to learn in this video. So let's go to the meaning of scale drawing. A scale factor is a ratio or proportion that shows relationship between the length on a drawing. Please take note of this. That shows relationship between the length on a drawing and the corresponding length on the actual object. So it is the ratio that will tell you that, okay, the relationship between the object on the drawing, the one you have on your paper, and the actual object. Step for instance, you have 1 centimeters equals to, or ratio 1 centimeters to ratio 1 centimeters to 20 meters. The interpretation of this is what we call scale. This is scale factor. This is a scale factor. What this means is that we are saying 1 centimeters on the drawing is representing 20 meters on the actual object. So which means when you see 2 centimeters on the drawing, so which means on the actual object is going to be 40 meters, because 1 centimeter is representing 20 meters. I hope I'm making sense. So it means that 1 centimeters represents 20 meters on the 1 centimeters 1 centimeters on the drawing represents 20 meters on the what actual object I hope I'm making sense. So this is what refers to as scale factor. So how do we use that? That's what we want to learn again. So there's a formula that we use when you ask to find a scale, or you are given a scale. Scale is any length on the drawing, just like what we have there. Any length on the drawing. This is 1 ratio 1 to 1 to, let's have this here. Okay. Okay. No. All right, sorry. So for example, we have 1 centimeters to 20 meters. So this 1 centimeters is the length on the drawing. Then corresponding length on the actual object will be what? 20 centimeters. So that's the formula. That's how to calculate that. Now you cannot appreciate this. Let's look at an example and see how you can solve it. Look at this example 1. In this example 1, the diagram below shows a scale drawing of a rectangle. If the actual rectangle, look at it, if the actual rectangle, that is the size of the actual rectangle, is 58 centimeters long and 36 centimeters wide, that is the length is 58 and the breadth is 36. But while drawing it, you can see what we have as the length is 2.9, while the width is what? 1.8, which is quite different from the original, the actual rectangle, which is what? 58 by 36. I hope I'm making sense. So in this case, when you have it this way, what we are going to do, they ask what is the scale of the drawing? That what scale is being used to draw this? Just like what we have here. This is a scale, 1 centimeter to 20 meters. Now we can then come to our formula. The question asks us to find the scale. So we want to find the scale. So to solve it, we are going to make use of the formula we have already, which is scale. I'm coming. Okay. So we're going to make use of this. We're going to make use of this. I'm coming. Sorry for this. All right. So I'm going to make use of this. Let me use my pen. Okay. Now, any length on drawing. So we can pick any of the lengths that we have here. If you pick the width, you corresponding to that width is 36. So any length on the width is 1.8. I'm using the width. Then corresponding length on the actual object. So what corresponds to 1.8 here on the actual object is 36. That is divided by 36. I'm not going to use calculator to find it. So from here, we can make this 1.8 a whole number by multiplying it by 10. When you multiply it by 10, it will give you 18. Because you have multiplied this one by 10, you must also multiply this one by 10. So this will be 18 over what? 360. I hope I met you. So the next is, how many 18 can we see in 360? So 360 divided by 18. That gives us 20. So that means 18 here, 1. 18 here, that is 20. That's going to be 1 all over what? 20. So which means the scale used here, is what? 1 centimeters to what? 20 meters. And if you pick the length as well, you are going to get the same thing. So let's pick the length here. So that is 2.9 all over 58. That is the corresponding. So the same thing, that will be 29 over 580. All right. So 29 here 1. 29 in 58 is 2. So that is 1 over 20 as well. You can see it's the same thing. So the scale used to draw this object is 1 centimeters to 20 meters, meaning that 1 centimeters on this drawing is representing 20 centimeters, sorry, it's 20 centimeters on the actual object. I hope this is clear. So what this implies is that anytime you are given this, you have to find the scale used. This is how you're going to get it. So for you to find scale, you must be given the length or the dimension on the actual object and the dimension on the scale drawing. So if you are given both, that's when you can find the scale that is used to draw the object. I hope this is very clear to you. So the next thing we move to another example. So another example, we're going to now see how we can use the scale, the given scale, to find the actual object and to also find the length on drawing. So that's what we're going to learn next. So that's example 2 here. So under example 2, we have the scale of a drawing is given to 1 centimeters to 10 centimeters. What this means is that 1 centimeters on the object, let me put it at 10 meters so that we have different units. So the other one, 10 meters. Okay, good. Now, so we have the scale of a drawing is 1 centimeters to 10 meters. That is 1 centimeters on the drawing is representing 10 meters on the actual object. Now the question is, if the side AB is 4.2 centimeters long on the scale drawing, what is the length of AB on the actual object? What is the length AB on the actual object? How do we calculate this? This is so simple. So to solve this now, to solve this solution. Now 1 centimeters is representing 10 meters on the object. Now we are not given drawing 4.2, that is AB on the drawing. Drawing now. So length AB is equal to 4.2 centimeters. Now, what will this be on the actual object? So actual object now. Now, please take note. The length AB, since 1 centimeters is representing 10 meters, so we now have 4.2. So how many meters will this be? That means we're going to multiply by 10. So this will give us what? 42 meters. So this means that 42 centimeters we are seeing on the drawing is what? Is 42 what? Meters on the actual object. I hope this is clear. So I will come back to something. I'll give you shortcuts later on. Let's finish it. Now it's still the same example 2, question B. So if the side PQ on the actual object, so you are not given side PQ, another side on the drawing, which is 82 meters, 84 meters rather. What is the length of PQ on the scale drawing? So we are still making use of this. The scale is 1 centimeters to 10 meters. Please take note. It's very important you take note of things here. Now actual length is 84 meters, and then we need to find length on drawing. Length on drawing will then be, so since we have been told that 1 centimeters represents 10 meters, so how do we now get the length on drawing? So length on drawing will then be, we are going to divide it by 10. 84 divided by 10, which will give us what? 8.4 centimeters. I hope this is clear. It's like, let me give you another scenario so that you can understand it better. You are told that 84 million naira is for 10 people. That's what it means. So how are you going to share? You have to divide it by what? 10 to give what? 8.4 million will be shared by one person. So since we are told that 1 centimeters represents 10 meters, then we divide. So what we are going to notice here is this. When you are changing, you want to get the scale drawing. Look at the first one here. Here, we want to get the length of the actual object. What do? We multiply by the scale factor used. Then when we are about to find from the actual object to length on drawing, what do? We divide. So that means, so we are going to say when finding the actual length multiply by the scale factor. That is point number one. Point number two, when finding the length on drawing, divide by the scale factor. So that is the shortcut to it. That is shortcut to it. So once you're able to know this, it will help you a lot when you see questions. So that is that on the scale drawing. So in our next video, this is where we're going to stop today. So in our next video, we'll be looking at another topic. And so if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you turn on the notification bell. So anytime I release video like this, you'll be able to have access to it. So we're going to meet in our next class. Bye for now.